Hey, it's about 7:45 on Saturday morning as we close out the first week in May, and I'm dressed like it's November. I've been up a little while, still in the 40s out there, but it's rapidly climbing. I think it should be just hitting 50 degrees now. By 8 a.m. it'll be 50 degrees, but I've been moving stuff outside and it's got that little morning nip in the air. Actually love it. Just finished brewing up nice pot of Joe. So I thought about something a little different for today. We're not gonna cook. I think I mentioned this several episodes back. This is one of my favorite times of the year. The gardens are just starting to perk up. Things that were planted in the fall to overwinter are up and doing well. The cool hardy stuff is in. That was started from seed. I've been transplanting a little bit at a time as the plants can take it. And then the sort of warmer weather stuff is out. That's what I've been doing, moving it out to the sun, trying to harden them off. So this is my favorite time of the year. So I thought what we would do today is let's have a little garden tour, because then we can follow up on it in about 3 or 4 weeks. So right now, let's go out, see what's popping, what's gonna go in. We'll take a little tour around, still working on fences. We'll say hi to the birds. And that'll be it. A nice short little episode, touring around the grounds. I'll tell you what's going on in the dirt, and that's it. And then I'll do my breakfast. You don't need to eavesdrop. All right, come on. Let's bring it outside. Come on, let's do it. One thing about these nippy spring mornings, a hot cup of Joe goes down real nice. All right, let's start at this table. By the way, there might be a little clumsiness in this episode. I still have not replaced my tripod. I left it at the Z guys. He would have happily sent it back, but I told him not to bother because I had been meaning to replace it for a while anyway. So, reminder to self, get tripod. All right, let me flip the camera around and let's start at this table. So, these are most of the transplants that were on the windowsill. Everything here started from seed. So what do we have? We have these tomatoes, there's brandywine, there's, I mark them on the sides here, there's Goldie, I have San Marzano Roma, and Sun Gold cherries. I start them in these little flats, and then I transplant them up to here. And when you transplant tomatoes, we'll do this in a few weeks when we put them in the ground, but you want to make sure these were much taller. You want to plant tomatoes deep, 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 because they will root from the stem. So nice bunch of tomatoes. There's my parsley. That's not going in the ground. I have other parsley to go in the ground. That's my windowsill parsley just out here sunbathing. Same with the windowsill cilantro. Over here I'm psyched. These are globe artichoke. I started them actually a little late. It should have been 12 weeks before frost, but they're looking pretty good. Those are, I started on, I think, March 6th. Actually, 3/6. I thought 4/6. Yeah, I'm right on schedule. So those may go in the ground next week. Our last frost date here, by the way, is circa May 20. So usually you put those in the ground 2 weeks before frost. They got a nice hearty start. So I may put those in next week. Over here, those are just tomatoes that didn't get transplanted. I'll probably give them away. Got my banana peppers. There's some herbs I started. That looks like basil, parsley, and I don't remember those. I think it's thyme. I find out when the leaves come. I know the leaves pretty well when they come up. These are scallion, an Italian red scallion, and those are going in the ground today in with the potatoes. They're a good companion plant. Try to maximize space. So that's what we'll talk about now. We'll head over to the garden. I'll show you what's growing, what's going, and we'll talk about companion planting, succession planting, all that good stuff. It's that food growing time of the year. Okay, it's now 10 a.m. I did quite a few things outside. We'll be back out there in a minute, but I guess technically we're a food show, so I'm gonna knock back some breakfast. I made these replenishments on the Joe. I made these hamburger buns last weekend. I melt a little cheddar on it. Last night I made some corn tortilla, incredible tacos, man, with this chorizo. I take it out of the casing and just crumble it, fry it. It's awesome. So this was cooked last night. I'm reheating it. Little chorizo, some sharp cheddar on there, melted. And then during the week I make these egg cups. They're just egg. It's got red bell pepper, scallion, all kinds of stuff in it. And then I bake them, keep them in the freezer, and I can take one to work. Greens, whoops, lost soldier. All right, that'll go in the compost. So that's it. I want a quick, easy breakfast, so I just heat it up, stuff from the freezer. Gotta go with the Franks, chorizo, melted cheddar, baked egg cup on a sesame hamburger bun. I'll knock this back and meet you all outside. Come on, let's do it. Come on, let's do it. Wow, man, it's almost noon already. I've been out here the entire time since I ate that sandwich. This is one of those days, it's absolutely gorgeous out. I think you can see the sun in the sky behind me on the field. And this is one of those spring days that I love. I won't stop moving till the sun goes down. So I started over there in the garden, but let's start here because I've been out here for the past, I don't know, maybe hour and a half. It's the old asparagus bed. I put this fence in going on 4 years now, thanks to my old pal Don, who through a friend got me these beautiful cedar posts. We went over to Rhinebeck in his truck and picked them up. They're absolutely beautiful, rot resistant. This was quite the project. I had it on my mind for a long time. I still need to do the gate hinges. I've been real lazy on that. I love these gates, but they're just kind of tied on. So they don't really open all too well. But like I said, this is the 4th year of asparagus, so I'm expecting great things. I had one last night. There's Purple Passion coming in. Some of these Purple Passion are just monstrous. Look at this guy. And then, of course, the old American Standard Mary Washington. So I got 2 rows. This is year 4, Mary Washington. I got a great recipe to do with these. I'd say maybe 2 weeks or 3 weeks when these things are should be just coming up in this bed like crazy. We'll do a recipe with these. But talking about companion planting, I just transplanted those artichokes we were looking at earlier. I was doing a little YouTubing and I found out best to get them in now, although it is a little warm out today. It's now 66, I think. Tomorrow probably going to 70, and it's real sunny, so I don't want to burn these guys. They haven't been outside for too long of a harden off period. That's my fault. I should have been doing that a little bit more frequently. You know, I lost my greenhouse to the tornado, so I'm kind of going on a wing and a prayer now. But I put them in, 6 of them, and I'm covering them with these because we're getting to the hot part of the day. I'm afraid it also might get warm underneath those. So the 6 plants, you want to give them a lot of space. These are big plants, but they'll grow nicely with the asparagus. And I'm hoping for some artichokes, you know. I only tried it once years ago from a plant I bought at a nursery, and it went nowhere. These are from seed on the windowsill. And it's probably a good time for a caveat, little disclaimer. I don't purport in any way, either with this stuff or with the stuff in the kitchen, to be any kind of an expert, anything like that. I'm just filming what I do at home because I enjoy the hell out of it and sharing it with you people. So I learn as I go, okay? Look up stuff on YouTube, I read a lot. So let's see, maybe later this summer, we'll fry some baby artichokes Roman style. Let's find out. But anyway, this was quite the morning project. I'm really psyched it's done. And another bonus to it was it allowed me to, if you see all these rocks, I had these all around the inner perimeter, thinking it would keep weeds down, keep critters out, all of that. Stupid idea. It just gets messier. I'll find uses for those. Nothing goes to waste around here. Instead, I'm going to use wood chips all around the inside. I had 5 trees come down in the tornado. I got enough wood chips for the next 5 years in a pile over in the field. So that's that. Let's head over to the main garden. Globe artichoke in with the asparagus. Fingers are crossed. And I don't honestly remember if we discussed this garden fence. This has been a dream of mine for years. Finally getting to it. I've got that whole side completed all the way to here. Started this side and got that one panel in. So I just have to go down that side and to the back. And here, double doors. And this also, you know, you got to appreciate your friends. This is from my old pal in Hurley. Cut me all these black locust posts from his property. So double doors here. I'm still debating whether the fence down there, but I think I might want to put a small half gate there, just like a low gate, so the wheelbarrow can go in and out either side. I won't do the double doors down there. Anyway, let's go in and see what's going on. Working on these stones. I want this path to go straight down the middle, so I think I will do the gate down. I think that would be pretty cool. Let's start over here. I put this in this year. These big trees I had, again, from the trees coming down, and this is potato. And they're just coming up. Now, I tried potato all different ways for the past 3 seasons. I've had some good harvests. I did them in the ground right here before it was, the garden gate only came to like here. So outside the gate, I did potatoes, fenced them off. Here they are coming up. But with this, if you see the log here, I dug down, so they're rooted down there, and then I'll start hilling up. As they grow, you hill up, and I'll come up a little bit above that, so it'll be like a mound going over. So I think I'm going to get pretty good action out of these potatoes this year. And then the other thing I did this morning is in between them, again, more companion planting, I put the scallions. Scattered them around. They're very good companions. There's potato, scallion, and I still have a whole flat of them to put in various points in the garden. Mint's coming up. The mint is crazy to keep in line, but I'm going to let it go. It looks like it's going to be a border along here, and also very compatible, repels pests. So nice potato garden in the corner here with scallion interspersed. In front of it, I put in arugula. Just coming up now. I think I seeded it last weekend, maybe the weekend before. It's just coming up. I just need to put, I put these sticks, but I need to put something a little more neon or something because I keep forgetting. There's a footprint. That's not Bigfoot, that's Big Mouth, me. Keep forgetting and stepping here. That's arugula coming up. This, of course, is, I finally mowed last Thursday. I hope to do a little more today. And there's my mulch. Okay, I have it on this, letting it dry out. You don't want to put it on when it's too wet or it'll defeat the purpose. It'll just clump and smother everything. You want to dry like dry hay. And you can see I put some down already thinly here. So it'll also dry in the sun. And you mowing the lawn, you get mulch. So let's start with the garlic. I've got 3 varieties in. I think 1 soft neck, 2 hard neck. The hard neck, you get those beautiful scapes that I love. So I've got 50 garlic plants. You can see them going down in 2 rows. I know the rows get crooked, whatever. Oh, I did say inside, we were gonna say hello to these mooks. There's Biggie. Hey, Big. Oh, you guys have to come over and get in the show too? Everybody needs to get in the action. There's Brownie. There's Whitey. They don't really have names. Well, there's Lady, the dark one. I guess they do have names. Brown is 2 brownies, 2 whiteys, Lady and Biggie. So anyway, 50 garlic plants. And then I put in, last weekend, these were started in the windowsill. I'm very excited. It's my first year, Napa cabbage. And how many of those I have? About 12 or 13 plants, because I've been big into the kimchi. We did a whole episode on that. So Napa cabbage is in, doing well, and everything's lightly mulched. That mulch will get built up as that dries. Now here, I put in some flat Italian red onion. These were also started on the windowsill. And what you do is they get real tall and leggy. You snip off the top so that they're not falling over. That gives more energy to the root system. And don't let that go to waste. I had those on a salad. Delicious. Young red onion tops. And there's a whole mess of those. I didn't even count them. There's an Airbnb driving by. Now here we've got King Edward leek. Same deal. Snip the tops. These were started on the windowsill. I think I just put these in a day or two ago. So hopefully they do all right. Sometimes you stress them. You gotta be very determined about when you transplant and how you transplant. But some of these should survive. King Edward leek. I got 2 nice rows going down here right next to the path. You know, the garden is food, but for me it's also aesthetic. That's why I said let's do this today, and then in 3 weeks let's come back and see what it looks like. Companion planting, in between the garlic, I seeded a bunch of radish. Don't remember which these are, maybe red breakfast, I'm not sure. But I got a whole row of radish popping up. The greens and the radishes. Then on this side, nothing's up yet because I just seeded them a day or 2 ago. But that stick to that stick, a row of carrots. So if all goes well, this side of the stone path, when I get it in, should be nice tall leeks. And this side should be all carrot leaves. Over here are the lettuces. These were started from seed and then transplanted several weeks ago. And I lost a few because I put them in again like that artichoke on too warm of a sunny day. Some of them just faded away. You can see this. But most of them are coming back, not bad. Here's peas, planted on St. Patrick's Day. Those are doing well. And then a couple more rows went in a couple weeks later, and they're already catching up. So not a bad spring start. Now there's all kinds of other stuff. Here's spinach that was put in last November, like when I put the garlic in, and that's popping up. And then there's all kinds of, that's why I'm not really weeding here too much, because I put a bunch of seeds in kale, I don't even remember what else, and I see them popping up, but I don't want to start pulling stuff. That looks like the kale. I don't want to start pulling weeds until I see what everything is, and then I'll weed and mulch around it. And finally, last but not least, over here, 10 nice broccoli plants. Starting to mulch around those with the grass. I did lose 1 or 2 again. I was a little bit overzealous. Put them in on a day when it probably got too warm in the sun, and they faded. So there's the May start of the garden. I couldn't be more pumped. And that's going to be it for this week's show. Let's see, I've been out here since 8 a.m. maybe. It's now noon. That's why I'm huffing and puffing, but I love it. Moving all those rocks. Hell, I spent what, 50 bucks on a kettlebell and dumbbells? Those things are free. So that's it. I'm going to continue on. I'll be out here to sundown. I may mow. I have to deal with these apple trees, tent caterpillars, the whole bit. So it never ends. We'll see you for the next episode. Come on, let's do it. Thank you, girls.